biggest stories so far this year. R&B great, the Motown legend, Smokey Robinson. In a Nevada press conference, 4 women whose face were covered in masks, 4 Latino women whose face were covered in masks have accused, they didn't even say alleged, they accused the R&B great, the legend, Smokey Robinson, who is now 85 years old, of sexually assaulting them. They also included his wife in this $50 million lawsuit. Now, I'm going to cover this from 2 different angles. I'm going to show you the video from Willie D Live, and then I'm going to come back with a different video. I'm going to read it out. So check this out. There are probably going to be some commercials coming up. As always, I'll try to get rid of them. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Tyrone Bowman Live. Let's get right down to it. Then I'll have my comments at the end. All right, come on, Willie.
I'm going in. This one right here, this one hurts, man. This one hurts. Smokey Robinson is one of the most revered figures in music. And as a person, Smokey Robinson,
you got that right, Anonymous,
has always stood on business, and he's always been considered a good guy. You'd be very hard-pressed to find anybody who has a problem with Smokey Robinson. I'm talking about for decades and decades and decades, no slanderous, no defamation whatsoever aimed at Smokey Robinson. Not even remotely. But now you got 4 women who claim that Smokey Robinson RAP'd and SA'd them.
You're right, Big Sausage from Canada. It is hard to believe.
So the story goes, singer Smokey Robinson,
welcome to the program,
is
y'all,
being accused of sexual battery, assault, and creating a hostile and work environment in a lawsuit filed by lawyers representing 4 of his former housekeepers on Tuesday. The 4 women, all whom are listed as Jane Does, are accusing the Motown artist of unwanted acts toward them. Robinson's wife, Frances Robinson, is also listed as a defendant in the suit.
Devil's advocate.
Good Morning America reached out to the representatives for the couple. Jane Doe, one worked for Robinson as a housekeeper at his Chatsworth residence in Los Angeles, California, from January 2023 to February 2024. This is according to the complaint. The complaint said that Smokey first sexually assaulted Jane Doe on December 1st in March. Wait, let me back up. Assaulted Jane Doe 1 in March of 2023, and the assault continued until her forced resignation in February 2024. Jane Doe 2 worked as a housekeeper from around May 2014 to February 2020 at Robinson's Chatsworth home, the complaint said, and she is accusing Robinson of repeated sexual assaults and harassment. She is accusing Frances Robinson for failing to take the appropriate corrective action to prevent her husband's deviant misconduct. Jane Doe 2 is also accusing Frances Robinson of perpetuating a hostile work environment while included screaming at her and using ethically pejorative words and language, the suit said. Jane Doe 3, who worked for Robinson as a housekeeper between February 2012 and April 2024, is also accusing Robinson of sexual harassment, assault, and RAPE, the suit said, while accusing Frances Robinson of perpetuating a hostile work environment. Jane Doe 4 was not only...
Let me just stop the video and add this here. Just because you take this from somebody who's a criminal justice major and a law student, just because somebody accuses you of doing something wrong doesn't mean that you are guilty. People have to get away from this presumption of guilt because somebody has accused somebody of something. That's all it is. It's an accusation. That's one of the main reasons right now a lot of people who are innocent are locked up in prison because somebody falsely accused them of doing things that never happened. And then people don't want to hear about it. Then you hear about 20, 30, 40, and 50 years later, they're being exonerated after their lives have been taken away. Look at the Central Park Five. Those young men spent all those years in prison for crimes they never committed. They were beaten unmercifully by the police and forced confessions out of them. They had no attorneys present. Their constitutional rights were violated. And the person who actually raped the Central Park jogger, they found that person, but prosecutors, district attorneys, and police, they would rather lie and fabricate and die and go to hell instead of admit that they're wrong. I said, instead of admitting that they were wrong. You got that right, devil's advocate, because I've lived it. I know what it is to be falsely accused, tried, arraigned, bail, and over $100,000, locked up in an 8x10 prison cell, left to die because of somebody's lying tongue. It was there in prison that I decided to become a lawyer. I don't care. Some of you might not like this. You don't have to watch it because you don't want to hear truth. And this is the bottom line. Stop thinking because somebody accuses somebody of something that it is law. Women lie just like men lie. Women fabricate stuff just like men do. Women cheat just like men do. Women can be vindictive, manipulative, cunning, and vengeful, and they'll do any and everything to destroy somebody's life if they feel as though they can't either A, have that person, or B, if they've been wrong, or C, they didn't get what they wanted to get from somebody. So we're going to see how this plays out. And you can believe one thing, Smokey Robinson is not going to take this lying down. So they better have plenty of money to fight this with, because first of all, you're asking somebody to just hand you $50 million because you said they did something. Let's get back to the video.
A housekeeper for Robinson at the Chatsworth residence from October 26 to April 2024.
Thank you, Canada.
From October 2006 to April 2024. But she was also a personal assistant to Frances Robinson, the suit said. She claimed in the complaint that Robinson first sexually assaulted her in 2007 when she accompanied him in his Las Vegas home, and the unwanted sexual advances continued until she resigned. According to the suit, all four women were unwilling to report Robinson's alleged acts to authorities due to their fear of losing their livelihood while bringing reprisal, public embarrassment, shame, and humiliation to them and their families. The women are seeking a sum of no less than $50 million in damages to all causes of action, as well as a jury trial. At a press conference on Tuesday afternoon in Los Angeles, 3 of the 4 plaintiffs were present while the 4th appeared remotely. Attorney John Harris, who is representing the women, detailed the principal causes of action against Robinson and called the singer's alleged acts despicable and reprehensible misconduct.
You're watching Tyrone Bowman Live. I've got to take a quick break. I'll be right back right after this.
Hey, brother, how are you?
I'm fine, Pastor. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm on at 8. What time you want to call in?
Okay, what songs you going to use? Because you didn't send them to me. You didn't give them to
Oh,
me.
yeah, okay. You know what? I want to start off with my regular song, with Open Eyes. But my first song, I want to give a tribute to the mother. So I want to say,
Okay,
I want to thank you by
Okay, listen.
Frankie Duffy.
All right, when you call in, because I'm not in the studio.
Okay.
When you call in about 5 up. I'll write the songs down and I'll put them up. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll call in about 5 years, 5, 10, I can take the song in.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right. Bye. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I had to take a short break here. You're watching Tyrone Bowman Live. I'm talking about Smokey Robinson, the R&B Motown great, legendary, the one and only. He's being accused by 4 women of sexually assaulting them. Along with his wife, they're accusing her as well. Let's get back to Willie D Live in the video.
Our 4 clients have a common thread. They're Hispanic women who are employed as housekeepers by the Robinsons, earning below minimum wage than $50 million in damages to all causes of action, as well as a jury trial. At a press conference on Tuesday afternoon in Los Angeles, 3 of the 4 plaintiffs were present while the 4th appeared remotely. Attorney John Harris, who is representing the women, detailed the principal causes of action against Robinson and called the singer's alleged acts despicable and reprehensible misconduct. Our 4 clients have a common thread. They're Hispanic women who are employed as housekeepers by the Robinsons, earning below minimum wage, he said. These courageous 4 women have collectively decided to come forward and share their experience of being sexually assaulted by Mr. Smokey Robinson and stand up for their rights as well as the rights of other women, particularly those that may be victimized by him in the future. They called the lawsuit the first step of their journey to achieve that. During the question and answer portion of the press conference, attorneys for the Jane Does said they haven't heard from Robinson and said that he hasn't responded to the complaint or any of the allegations. All right, fam. Y'all know how we do this. Give me a thumbs up if you believe this. Thumbs up if you believe this. Let me see where y'all at. Let me see if y'all thinking like me. Give me a thumbs up if you believe these 4 women were sexually assaulted and brutalized and everything else by Smokey Robinson and his wife. Thumbs down if you say, nah, man, sound like a money grab. Another money grab. Sound like a money grab. What do y'all think, fam? Let's see. Montreal down. Angela down.
Thumbs up. Okay.
Moses up. Stanley down. K9 down. Dwayne down. Bon down. Dr. Carlos Capo down. Mike down. Patrick down. Charles down. Miss Ladd, I can't say that name.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Miss Ladd. Yeah. Well, that's down. Mary down. Charles down. Cleo down. Joe down. Enoch down. Nicole down. So y'all with me, man. I'm with y'all. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm gonna tell you, fam, and I'm not ashamed to say I don't believe it. I'm not embarrassed to say I don't believe it. I know, this sexual assault is something that we're supposed to all tiptoe around, because it is a very serious issue. It's a very sensitive issue, right? Because it does affect a lot of people. I would go as far as saying at least 1 out of 3 women have been SA'd in their lifetime or will be SA'd in their lifetime. So it's a very serious thing. On the other hand, there are so many people out there that take advantage of people's emotions because of it being such a serious thing and people taking it so seriously. There are people out there that abuse the system and flat out lie. All of these cases coming out, everybody asking for 50 million. Is 50 million the magic number these days? 50 million. I want 50 million. What sound good? 50 million. Everybody want 50 million. Is there a certain thing that everybody needs 50 million for to buy? Or it's just a number that sounds good. What is it? Everybody want 50 million. 50 million. Now, the Jane Doe, I can't even keep up with them. There's so many of them. The Jane Doe who worked for the couple for 16 years. They had one who worked for them for 16 years, another worked for like over 10 years.
You have to back that up by
one
real
worked 4
statistics,
years.
Twerks.
Listen, fam.
Just can't throw it out there.
So that Jane Doe says she worked for the couple for 16 years. You worked for the couple for 16 years, and starting in 2016, you started working by 2000. No, it wasn't. Hold on, let me back up. I'm tripping. That can't even possibly add up. Okay, let's get these numbers right. So, Jane Doe number 4 was not only a housekeeper, follow this, fam. She was not only a housekeeper for Robinson at his Chatsworth residence from October 2006 to April 2024, 18 years, but she was also a personal assistant to Frances Robinson. She claimed in the complaint that Robinson first sexually assaulted her in 2007 when she accompanied him in his Las Vegas home, and the unwanted sexual advances continued until she resigned. So let me get this straight. She worked for them. This is by her own admission. She worked for Smokey for 18 years.
Good point, Blue
Within
Hornet.
the first year, he SAs her. She continues to work for him for 17 more years as the SAs continue. It continued for 17 more years. She's just there, grown-ass
I hope
woman.
y'all subscribing to my
She's
channel
just
while
there.
you're coming on. I would appreciate
A
it.
grown woman free to come and go when she want to. She's going in and out of state. She's a personal assistant, which means she got access to going places
Appreciate
by
it.
herself.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Boy.
She
Appreciate
can
your
make phone
subscription.
calls. They ain't got her tied up in a dungeon or nothing. She can pick up the phone and call the police at any time she want to call the police. But she accepts this abuse for 18 years. It don't end until she resigns. And the only way to stop this abuse is for her to finally leave after 18 years. Now, it makes sense that if you are being misused and abused, that you resign immediately, though. Not wait 18 years to resign. 18 years of sexual abuse? A
This is better
grown
than Tack
woman?
Williams. I blew on it.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. At this, I want to see some evidence, man. You know what? Because it don't matter if I believe it or not. Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Smokey Robinson I ain't never heard nobody, and I mean no, I've been in the game 35 years. Okay? I've been in this music and entertainment industry for 35 years. I know a lot of people who know Smokey Robinson.
Good point,
I
Torrance.
ain't
Good
never
point.
heard anybody say anything bad about Smokey Robinson, let alone accuse him of SAing somebody, let alone accuse him of misusing and abusing somebody. I ain't never heard it, not even remote. Man, if you all of that, you that wild, if you're that wild, you're not going to be in this game for 6 decades. I think Smokey Robinson been around like 6 decades.
Plus.
You're not going to be around 6 decades and not have your reputation damaged, not have people calling you out. At the very least, you're going to hear some rumors. You don't get to go through the industry this many years, man, and violate people and never get exposed like that. You at least gonna hear something, even if he don't be punished for it. You're gonna hear something about it. Not once. Not once. This ain't gonna stick. This ain't gonna stick. These women talking about they was working for minimum wage. I don't believe that either. I absolutely don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Great feedback, everybody. Great interaction.
With all the technology they got these days, you know, if you got a housekeeper, I got a housekeeper. So, you know, most people that got housekeepers, they got cameras. They got cameras in their house. So there should be some evidence. There should be some kind of evidence somewhere. There should be some evidence. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. 4? Where they go? How they go find 4 housekeepers? So when they get rid of one housekeeper, the other housekeeper pass on the information? Or did this one housekeeper who they trusted and who was the personal assistant set up everything and call the other housekeepers and say, look, I'm going to do this and woo. You want to get some of this money? I bet you, fam. I bet you that's how it went. I bet you that trusted one, that personal assistant, is the one who rallied the other ones. Remember, she was a housekeeper and personal assistant. So that means that she had action. She had action. She had access. She probably hired the other housekeepers. Yeah. She probably was, let me look at that timeline again. Yeah. So in order for that to happen,
I'm going to have to make this a 2-part video, ladies and gentlemen, because I have some committed obligations here at the radio station to handle. So join me at 9:30 tonight. I'll be back live. I'll probably rewind some of this. And this is going to continue because this is interesting. For those of you all who have watched thus far, thank you for watching. Tyrone Bowman Live. Never surrender. Never quit.